Starting. Oh. I believe it says go, so here we go.
His nickname is Superbad.
Oh, I hope we don't lose everything. I'm gonna feel like a jackass.
What kind of things do they do in an establishment called Silk? Pretty sure she gets a lot of comments about how effing hot she is, so she's probably tired of them. But
Well, you kind of had to suspect that that's what was going on anyway.
there's no reason he shouldn't have qualified. I guess he did crash kind of twice.
Throwing
Yes.
that at the wall and seeing if it sticks.
This is the Talkin Moto podcast.
Pretty sure she gets.
Welcome, everybody. Jason, Jeff, are we all here?
Present and accounted for.
Yes. Jason.
Welcome.
Woohoo! We're off to a good start.
What kind of things do they do in an establishment called Silk?
It's a dance club.
Sounds like
Oh.
Joanne Fabrics. They sell fabric?
That's what I was thinking.
They could, maybe. You know, it's a nice place, you know. When it's hot outside, to go in and, relax. You know,
Yeah?
dark environment since you're out in the sun. You know, just need to just chill a little bit.
I'm just curious. You know, Jeff asks that question every week, and he never gets an answer.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you just tell them Talkin Moto sent you, and they'll, give you the VIP room and be good to go.
Sweet. Promo code.
Yeah. So
I bet a $20 bill will get you the same kind of action.
I think a 20 would be worth a lot more than TMP promo code.
what's Talkin
Hey, you
Moto?
never know, man.
Shoot. All right, boys, that was it. Detroit.
That's it?
You know what? This is what I
The
did
D.
this. It's all about the D, apparently. I was
Something
like,
about the D.
that was funny.
Just something about the D.
Whoops. I was at Walmart. I was like, I'm missing something here. But I think I found the new way to watch the races. And it's just to start an hour late. It seemed to be pretty efficient. You know,
That's the only way to do it.
yeah, I didn't get angered by the Twitter crap. I didn't have to listen to anything. I just fast forwarded and boom. Started at 8 o'clock, got done at 9:20. Boom, done. Just had to stay off of social media, which wasn't too bad.
Wouldn't have mattered anyway. The results changed after the race, so
It's true.
you could have watched that whole race and then got the results and been really confused.
It's been like, what?
So, when I
There's
was
just something about the D, Scott, you know?
Something about cheating in the D.
do you think Vogel got a lot of shit for saying that?
I don't know.
It's like,
I don't know. I'm not sure if everybody's mind is quite as far in the gutter as mine is sometimes.
nah.
I feel like with Bogle, there's just something about the Pall Mall filter list that, you know.
Just something about the D, man.
Is that a condition? Why does he talk like that? Does anyone know? Because there's a guy on the radio that talks like that too, and it drives me nuts. And I don't know if it's. I mean, if it's a condition, I'll back off a little bit. But
I don't
I guess
think it
Kyle
is.
Chisholm talks like that a little bit too.
Yeah, but didn't he like take a handlebar to the Adam's apple
Yeah,
at some
that's what I'm
point?
saying. I think
And that's what caused it?
I think these
But
guys have like collapsed along or something, or
I don't know. I really don't think he would care. Honestly, what got me most about there's just something about the D comment was the fact that Jenny started laughing. That's what caught me off guard. And that's what made me say, did he just say what I think he just said? Because she's like dying laughing from it.
Yeah.
I was just laughing. I was taken aback by his stupid little face that he made afterward. Like, God.
It's like he had to clarify afterwards. Because then he just right away afterwards says, something about Detroit.
God, shit, I shouldn't have said that.
Yeah. By D, I'm talking Detroit here, folks, just to be clear.
Not the D.
Oh, man. Well, yeah, let's just jump right into it. So you're talking about, obviously, Dungy, and everyone thinks, he's won, blah, blah, blah. And I didn't catch any of it until later on in the evening when I was about ready to go to sleep. I seen Dungy's been docked 2 spots for jumping on the Red Cross. And I was like, what the hell? I'm like, I didn't see it at all on TV, so I don't think they showed it.
Yeah, I never saw it.
But
I can't believe it didn't blow up more than it did. I mean, I saw it on Vital probably, 5 minutes after the race. Well, probably longer than that, but it wasn't anywhere else. I mean, it's kind of funny that it took so long to get out.
right, and then I saw, actually, I think it was Josh Grant had posted it, but Reed seemed a little bent out of shape. I don't know if you guys caught any of that today. I don't know if that was, I'm pretty sure I saw that off of Vital. But like Anderson did the same, not the same thing, but he still kind of jumped on a Red Cross in the heat race and nothing happened. And then obviously Dungy jumps on the Red Cross in the main and gets docked. But did you or did you not see Dungy jump on Vital then? Did you see video clip of it?
I did not, no.
Jeff?
No.
Oh boy.
I'm looking right now.
If you can, look Chad Reed on Instagram, whatever it is. Reedy, whatever it is. He's got it on there. He had 2 videos. One is from Anderson in the heat, and then one is a repost from Grant. And so they're coming up right to the finish line, and what happened was Weimer is in front. He comes around, does the right-hand 180, and he did pretty much what Martin did. As he's coming out of the corner, he kind of loses the front end. Well, Grant's behind him, clips him, and then they both go down. And the flagger is on, it would be the rider's left. He's on the back side of that jump, more towards the tabletop. So he sees Grant laying there, and he starts to wave the red flag. And so he starts waving it, and I'm guessing at this point Dungy's already in the corner. And I just don't think he sees it, especially where the guy is flagging. He's in between 2 jumps, and it's not like the flag is, up in the air like above his head. He's almost waving it, I would say, more, waist high, and he starts to wave it as Dungy's already, he jumps across the table. So I don't know. Kind of, I guess it is what it is, but kind of seems pretty.
I guess I don't get how it doesn't come up, like right after the race. I mean, even if it was on the last lap, how do they let him go through interviews and all that crap before saying,
Well,
no.
the AMA wasn't going to
probably
do
not.
anything. It was someone protested.
Somebody protested him? Okay,
Yeah.
well, that makes a little
It
more
was a
sense.
team that protested, and supposedly it was not the Rockstar team. It was someone else, which they didn't say, but Rockstar came out and said it wasn't them. Not that they could be lying, but wouldn't it have been? It would have been a bigger deal, I think, if it would have knocked him off the podium, wouldn't it? And ruined his podium streak.
Oh, yeah.
But the
for
precedent was
sure.
already set by 2 possessions or whatever. That's what the rule book states. The rule book says that if you do that, you get docked the positions gained, and if no positions are gained, well, it's the positions gained plus 2, and if no positions are gained, just 2 points or 2 places.
Hmm.
So it's pretty clear about the penalty, which is shocking when you consider it's the
Yeah,
AMA rule book.
Something set in stone? No way.
Yeah. But it doesn't. I don't know. I didn't think it was that big a deal. I didn't think it changed anything. It's not like it was. I mean, if they DQ'd him for the whole event, that'd be a serious deal. No points awarded. I mean, that would tighten things up considerably, but still not enough to make it exciting. I figured it's a conspiracy. They had to make some passes in that main event, so they just artificially created them after the race, since it was just a exhibition show, single file riders.
Hey.
Pretty much.
Hey, it was one of the most boring main events I've ever watched in my life.
I thought it was kind of a snoozer till about like lap 9 in the 450s. And
Is
then
that because you fell asleep at lap 9? You don't remember the rest of it?
hey, don't you judge me. Don't you judge me. But I don't know, like I don't think this is jumping back a little bit, but like the whoop section, I really liked at the beginning. It was like guys were kind of going to the inside, and they were kind of, I don't know, I don't want to say they were rolling the first one, but they kind of go over that first one, and it was like triple to get through, or guys could go to the outside, get some speed, and then try to skip across them, you know. So I really liked that. But then towards the end, I don't know that anyone was going outside. So then, you know, that section, everyone was just going inside. And maybe, obviously, I'm guessing it was just easier. That makes sense? That makes sense.
I think it was safer, I would guess.
Yes, maybe.
Much safer to go inside and try to triple and then land in that little gap and then whoop the rest of the way out than trying to go outside and skim the top of those big bastards. I think one time I saw that outside look like it was a little bit faster, and I think Reed was coming up on someone and went outside and then do the whoops, and I thought, okay, next lap he's going to be able to pass there, but then next lap he wasn't anywhere near. He had lost some time somewhere else and wasn't close enough, but I think he even quit doing it after that. But
It seemed like that side of the whoops was maybe a little better, but he lost so much time going outside.
Yeah.
track stock.
I don't know. I mean, what are they going to do? They is what it is. Track did suck. Detroit to me always seems like an arena cross track on steroids, and that's what this one seemed like. It was just kind of meh. If it wasn't for a 300-foot whoop section, the lap times would have been 38 seconds.
What did you like kind of having the, I don't know. To me, I didn't see it as one long whoop section. I mean, it looked like there was clearly, you got the first set where the guys would kind of hop through. There was where the wall was. I don't know if it was there earlier or what, but then there was kind of a little break that they could get going for that second set. I thought that was kind of nice. I actually kind of, like that. I mean, could you imagine if that whole section of whoops would have been like the first half? and you screwed.
Yeah.
You screwed.
I just feel like it's kind of dumb. I mean, why wouldn't you do that in a place where you have a ton of room instead of at a football stadium where you don't have a whole lot of room? So you waste half of your space on a start and a whoop section. And then, here's a couple of rhythm sections, good enough.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I tried tuning in a little bit to Race Day Live, and I seen how fast they were going in the opening free practice, and I was like, eh. But I don't know. I'm not a fan of. I don't know. To me, like Supercross, I don't know. Obviously, space is a big deal, but to me, like right around a minute, I'd say 55 to 60 seconds, I guess, is where I'd like to see lap times. To me, when they get under 50, I don't know. It's kind of like meh. That's how I feel. But
I thought it was funny because it was after the 250 main, and you guys probably wouldn't really recognize it because if you weren't watching it live, but 250 main's over. It was 8:09. I'm like, what are they going to do for the next 50 minutes?
they're gonna tell you about what's his name in the forearm, whatever device.
The what?
What
are you talking
whatever about? Alden Baker's cure for forearm or arm pump.
I must have fell asleep during that part. I'm starting to question whether or not I actually watched this.
I don't know what he's talking about either, so.
You guys
lay off the weed.
You're full. No, I'm not.
I meant me.
Oh.
I said I have to lay off the weed.
Wait, are you saying weed or Wii? Like a Nintendo Wii? You're playing too much
As
weed?
in marijuana. Some people call it
I think I can
pot.
mistake that for something else.
What is this?
I had a fresh harvest. I had to test it.
I'm trying to figure out. Oh, the forearm strong. One of these days I should actually listen to it and see how it works.
Where was this actually part of the broadcast, or?
Yeah, it's like a
Are you making stuff up right now?
No, I'm not. Would I ever lie?
Yes.
No.
Everybody knows you will lie for ratings.
It's a legit deal. Let's see where we at here. All right. Yeah, so I thought I read today that Jason, you had mentioned that you thought it was Anderson's team that might have protested. I was leaning towards RCH, but I thought I read that it had none of those people did it. It was AMA. But I don't know.
Or you said it was AMA?
They let it go.
True.
How do they not, as soon as they pull off the track, go, nope, you're third.
I'm sorry. I don't know. False information. So, I mean, then would you lean towards RCH then?
No, I don't know.
I don't know. If that's what
They probably had the most to gain, right? I mean, other than Anderson, of course, getting the win, but I don't know that they probably did it. If RCH did it, they probably did it just to keep the points close enough to where they have a mathematical shot, even though it's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Highly.
Man, that is not good. That is all I wrote down for 450s. Other than,
That's about all that happened.
well then, I guess when Baggett nudged Kennard off the track, that was kind of cool.
Eh.
It's like I was snooping around on Vital, and one guy commented like, "You can," I don't know if he said like, "You can clearly see," or Baggett obviously didn't see that Kennard was there. I'm like, how can people watch a video and you can clearly, well, one, just by Baggett kind of cutting to the inside, like he clearly knows Kennard is to his outside. He goes over that roller, jumps the roller out of the corner. You can see him look over, you know. I don't know.
Whatever.
But no, it was pretty good. Pretty entertaining.
I think it's pretty rare to say that a pro doesn't know where someone else is on the track. Those guys seem to know a lot about what's going on. I mean, I know it's mentioned quite a bit in articles on Racer X where they're checking people out on other sides of the track just to check their pace and see, they're gauging someone. I'm sure it's idiotic, I think, to think that Baggett didn't know he was there.
Yeah.
I just think that's the stupidest thing in the world to assume that.
What else happened in 450s?
What about Josh Grant? Huh?
Ooh.
Huh? I thought he was going to be done in his heat race.
What happened?
That made me a little bit nervous there. I don't remember exactly what happened. He kind of got tangled up with somebody, and then next thing you know, he's looking down at his... Looks like he's looking at his knee, and then after the heat race, he's got his legs straightened out, set up on top of the shroud as he's riding off the track. I'm like, uh-oh. That's not good.
Did he jam his ankle or something? Or
yeah.
That's what they said, yeah. I was wondering why he just let Reed by, and I thought that was for a transfer spot, but I forgot the part apparently where Anderson passed them both or whatever.
Yeah.
So would you think he did better than you thought, or he finished?
I expected him to be better in the main. I mean, he looked... Personally, I thought at Daytona he looked pretty good. Now I realize that's a little bit different circumstance, but I might have expected a little more out of him at Detroit. But as they say, he's off the couch, so what can you expect, really?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, he didn't race Toronto, so I don't want to comment because there's obviously more to the story than we know. But like, I thought he said he only had 2 days on the bike.
I'm pretty sure that's what they said.
So I was like, what the hell happened? You had 2 weeks. You know? I don't know.
Yeah, but he wasn't on a factory bike in Daytona, was he?
No. But didn't it come out pretty much after Daytona that he was going to be filling in? So
I guess I don't remember.
He went on
that,
a fishing trip, didn't he?
Yeah.
Wasn't he going fishing after Daytona?
He was fishing, Scott.
Oh, my bad.
Yeah, he was fishing.
Catching a marlin.
Maybe.
Is that going to be the new thing now?
That can take like 2 months or whatever. How long was he out in the water?
It took that guy forever. And that guy didn't even have a fishing pole.
Yeah, he pulled him in by hand.
I mean, he's like out there with bare hands.
It's like a knife in his mouth, jumps off the boat.
Bare hands? Like what? Like claws and hair and stuff?
No, like didn't even have gloves, man. I mean, the guy's out there floating.
Remember how it was like cutting into his skin? Did I read that book? Or pay more attention to it.
That's
than
how
you
I
guys?
read it anyway. What do you mean?
I don't know.
Okay,
Wasn't-
he had a
wasn't
boat,
anything from
but
you
it might
guys.
as well have been a coconut shell.
What movie are you talking about?
It wasn't a movie, it was a book, Scott.
What
is
are
there a movie? There might be a movie.
what's a book?
There might have been a movie.
A lot of paper with a lot of writing and then some leather on it.
Any
They
pictures?
burned very well.
Really
Some of them have pictures. I don't remember any pictures in this one. The pictures
I don't
are in your
remember any
brain.
pictures in that one either. Yeah, called Imagination.
Okay.
Is this going to be the new thing now? Guys coming back and saying, "Oh, you know, my kid asked me if I was ever going to race again, so here I am."
What are you talking about?
That's what Josh Grant said. That's why he came back, because his kid asked him if he was ever going to race again.
Oh, sure.
Sounds eerily similar to Christian Craig's story.
How's that saying go? I think that's excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got one, right? Is that how that goes?
Could be.
Yeah, I don't know.
It might have more to do with the fact that, oh, that money I made isn't going to go as far as I think it did, and I don't want to get any other kind of job, so maybe I'll go to Cowie and ask. No, I shouldn't say that.
You know he's gonna hear that, and then he's gonna be pissed.
Hey, I have said repeatedly on this show that I am a Josh Grant fan.
Well, you just lost all your brownie points.
Don't need them. Haven't gotten any brownies out of it.
Yeah, that is the slight disadvantage of when you just fast forward through everything. You get to skip all that. I'll say.
See, look at all that fine coverage that you're missing out on.
Yep, I'm pretty bent out of shape, that's for sure.
It's not good when I have to be the knowledgeable one around here. It's not good.
So even with Dungy getting docked, he's still, comfortably ahead, 39 points. So what do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is the wrong series. Dear God. Pull yourself together, kid. 5 left.
5 to go, and a week off this week.
I'm excited for the week off, but I guess I don't know. Kind of torn. It seems like the season just started, yet it seems like it's 11 rounds in already, which it is. But
Seems to me like it's 11 rounds
Wait,
in.
this Sunday is Easter?
mm-hmm.
Oh,
Yep.
damn. Maybe I'll go riding on Easter. I think it's going to be okay. Or are we going to have a foot of snow?
We're going to have a foot of snow. But Staples will probably be good.
Oh, man, I was so tempted. You know what? I actually looked at the weather forecast on Saturday because I was thinking possibly driving up there Sunday. That would be today, yesterday. What day? I'm confused. But anyway, I was thinking about going up there.
Is that where Matt was
I would've
riding?
It was supposed
I
to be
would've been-
39 degrees, and
Yeah.
no thanks.
That seemed a little chilly to me, but I would have been extremely jealous of you if you had gone.
I would have asked you to go, but I don't think your bike works.
No. And my spare bike is sitting in the basement without any suspension on it. Although, I guess I do have a perfectly good suspension that I could throw on it.
There you go.
It
You
could have
could've
been
made
done.
it happen.
It could have been done.
But it wasn't meant to be.
Ready to...
Also not meant to be were your chances of winning the NCAA bracket.
Yeah, unbelievable, man. My TV was just about a casualty last night.
What
You
team
watched
lost?
some of the games?
I watched. I kept
Xavier get
flipping
beat?
back and forth between that and the Wild game last night, but I watched like the last 2 minutes of it.
Are you talking about Wisconsin winning?
Yes, frickin' Badgers taking me out.
Oh, that helped
I
me
didn't
big
have
time.
I didn't have a whole lot of faith that they were going to go all the way, but I thought at least I could stay. I mean, I was in second place last night until that game. So I thought, hey, I'm looking pretty good here. At least I can stay on top for a little while. And then the walls all came crashing down.
Oh no.
In the last 2 seconds of the game.
Ah, shit. I
Freaking
apologize.
unbelievable. It's okay. It's okay. I haven't paid my money yet anyway, so.
Yeah, don't pay. Be like, screw this bracket. I'm home. Yeah, they asked me at work it's like $10 to get into the bracket, and I'm like, yeah, I'm good. If I were to do it, it would just be random guess, but probably maybe would have had a better. I've heard people that don't know anything about basketball, they sometimes do pretty well, but
the ones that usually do the best, except for Jeff.
Jeff
Wait,
has
what now? I'm not doing too bad.
Well, you're probably doing a lot better now.
What
your team name is, I don't know anything about basketball.
That was odd. Yeah, I think I'm the guy that banks on. I pick the odd team and just wait and hope that they win because that's pretty much my only shot. So as long as Oklahoma wins at all, that's all. That's all that matters.
Yeah, that's what I tried to do.
It
didn't work out for me.
Who is the 2 seed that got knocked out?
Kansas. No.
Because
Wichita State? Am I making that up?
That doesn't sound quite right.
Michigan State.
There you go. That's better.
Michigan State went out early, and a lot of people's hopes were dashed.
Yeah, because they got knocked out by a 15 seed?
Yeah, something like that.
Nah, I catch a little basketball at the bowling alley. That's about the extent of my college basketball. Martin just.
You did well there, Jason, until your team went out. I mean, you looked good otherwise.
I know, man. I looked at it this morning. I was like, you got to be kidding me. That's a pretty decent bracket going into the Sweet 16, except for
you only got 600 points remaining.
Yes.
I suppose it could be done, but
it could, but it won't.
I think you'd have to see UNC go out and Kansas go out.
Yeah.
Honestly, if Kansas goes out, then there goes just about everyone else. Yeah. I mean, that's going to be interesting.
I probably won't quite keep up on it as close as I was anymore.
There's 33 people in it. That's a nice little payday.
We got a nice group.
All right, boys.
Okay, enough basketball talk. I swore I would never sit around and talk about basketball as much as I have the last few days.
You've just completely wrecked all momentum this show had going.
Which was 0, so we're okay.
Oh, shoot. I feel like a jerk for what I was thinking earlier on the 250 class. Like, when I was going to go to make my picks, I think Tonus had another good qualifying spot again in 250s. So I was like, should I put him in the top 5? Top 5, meh, no. I qualified 10th. I thought he was better than that. But, crashes again. And then I'm thinking, like, Bowers, he finishes 4th, but he's tangled with Martin, so he's dead last off the start. But, like, God, all the pro circuit guys are doing shitty. But then it's like, well, Bowers did crash in the first turn, so you got to give him that. But, like, I don't know. I just thought these guys should be farther up than what they've been doing. Does that make sense? Would you?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess I'd be disappointed. And last to 4th is pretty awesome. But, like, I don't know. Malcolm, I think it was on Racer X, like, who do you think's going to win, 250 East? And I think right now, hate to say it, but I have to lean towards Stewart.
Yeah.
It's just,
I think this weekend kind of sealed the deal there.
it's like, I don't know. Hill going out, that, is what it is, but, like, everyone else is just having, I don't know if it's bad luck or what, but it's not good. Like, if I was Davalos, like, I totally expected Davalos. If he didn't win, like, I think I had him second. Like, he couldn't race last weekend, thinking he'd come in, like, guns a-blazing. I thought they said Detroit wasn't his favorite, or isn't his favorite place. I don't know. But, like, you think he'd be a little fired up. And I don't know what happened, but I don't know if it was a bad start, but he was way back early, so.
He damn near went down off the start. Like, he got into the side of Martin, and then he got off balance, and his front tire clipped someone in front of him, and he had to paddle. I don't think he actually tipped it down, but he basically started in second to last.
Yeah, he kept it up, but it was ugly.
Damn it.
But he didn't slice through the pack quite as well as, probably as well as Powers did. That was pretty remarkable. But what did he finish? 5th or something, or 6th?
Davalos?
Yeah.
He got 5th.
Okay.
Hang on.
I feel like the red plate is just cursed.
Maybe right.
Yeah, no one. I mean, it's like 4 rounds in, we got 4 different winners, but, like, yeah, I don't know. This last weekend I thought was just rough. Like, Martin goes down in the first turn, and I'm like, all right, that stuff happens. He gets going, and then, I don't know, just when he come out of that corner leading up to the finish and wash the front end out, I may have said 1 or 2 Effenheimers at the TV, and I was just like, piss. But I don't know.
So how much of a points lead does Malcolm have now?
7.
So he's ahead of who?
Martin. And that's the other thing that
I thought Martin went back to 12 down, or was that just during the race they were talking about he was 12 down?
Yeah, that was just during the race.
Oh, okay.
Which did that irritate you guys at all? Like, just kind of felt like they made it sound like Martin had this huge points lead to begin with, but he's only 2 up,
Well, and you gotta, keep in mind, he got that 2 up because someone didn't go to Toronto. It wasn't like, It wasn't like it was...
Not like it was fought for.
Right.
Well, he fought for it, but it wasn't like it wasn't like he, 5 races and clawed his way back to get those 2 points. It was somewhat of a gift to be in that position.
Right.
Not that he had not a great Toronto, but, I guess it's better than not qualifying. But if that's the worst it gets, I guess it's not that bad. And 7 outs, no big deal. There's got to be, 3 rounds remaining?
No.
For them? 2?
2?
5.
What?
No.
Is
For the
it-
250.
for East.
Because we're going to jump back to, isn't Houston the next race?
No. For 250 East, Indy. It goes Indy, St. Louis, Foxborough, East Rutherford, and then Vegas counts.
Well, how many races have we had for East Coast races? Just
4.
3? 4? Oh, okay, yeah, okay.
So,
And they're each 9 rounds? Yeah, I suppose. Yeah. Makes sense.
No, it
I was
doesn't.
thinking we were
thought it
further
was,
along than
I thought
that.
it was 16 rounds total. Am I
No,
wrong?
17 in the big boy class. I know somewhere it said 16 rounds. I don't know where it was. It was on an AMA webpage, but there's 17 rounds total.
Including Vegas.
And then Vegas there's an East and a West. I don't know. Actually, the way they're doing it in Vegas is it must be, I don't know if it's just
the
the
old
top
way.
10 from each coast get seeded into the main event, and then they have a finale main event where you're scored not based on what coast you're in. You're scored based on how you finish against everyone. So you go out there and your coast sucks and you get fifth. You get fifth place points, even though you might be the first person in the East or whatever. So Vegas is going to be interesting, especially if the points keep getting jostled around like they are on the East. So if no one grabs a hold of the series and takes control, it could be real interesting.
It's certainly not over, and I definitely do feel like the red plate is cursed, so you never know.
Yeah, I don't. It's.
Now, if Malcolm loses it and it goes back to another individual, someone that hasn't had it, then I'd say you're right. But Davalos' curse was just not going to Toronto like a dipshit. I don't know how you can't make that work. But
I'd be okay with Malcolm not winning another one, just so I don't have to see him dance again.
see, Davalos would have been better off going to Toronto, and let's say he wins in Toronto. He won his first race ever in Toronto on a KTM way back when. I was wrong about 14 being the first win he got. I think he won up there once. But let's say he goes there and wins. He'd have made up a ton of points. Or would he have? I guess Martin got second, so maybe he wouldn't have gotten as many points if he'd have done it this week. But Malcolm crapped out at Toronto or got sixth. So it'd be a whole different ballgame if he did get stuck in Canada and then couldn't come back until, like, what did Dean Wilson miss? I guess he missed 2 races, but
yeah.
But what if he could never come back?
Well, how's he here then?
Exactly.
It seems like
Seems a little fishy, huh?
seems like he's currently here. No one's telling him he has to leave. But then if he leaves, he can't come back.
Is call up Bernie and say, "Hey, I want back in,"
Yeah,
and Bernie will let him back in.
I'm from Ecuador. It's sketchy down there.
Oh man. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and tell this story. Some people might not find it funny, but I find it funny. And just the whole immigration deal. Have you guys heard of The Amazing Racist? Have you seen this guy before on YouTube?
No.
So, depending on your humor, some might find this funny, some might not. But, so this guy's in a pickup truck, and he's in this parking lot. I don't know where he's at, but there's this big group of Mexicans, and he pulls up to him, and he's like, "Hey, how much do you guys work? I need to make a deck." And the one guy turns around, he starts talking to all the other guys, and he's like, "Yeah, we'll help," and gives him a price or whatever. And he goes, "All right, well, hop in the truck." So all these Mexicans hop into this truck, and he starts driving. Well, the dude drives to like the immigration office. He pulls in and he's like, hey, I got a bunch, I don't know, illegals or whatever, and they all like hop out of the truck and just take off running. I don't know. Find it on YouTube. You'll find it funny. If not, you'll think I'm a dick. But either way, it made me laugh. So
Sounds staged to me, but
even if it is, well, I find it funny. You don't like my humor, then piss off.
oh, somebody will be offended by it. Not
Oh.
me. I don't care. Whatever. But
All right, I gotta get back. Okay, so back to Hill crashing out. So he doesn't make it out of practice. Kind of a bummer.
did we get an update on him?
I
He's
haven't
actually
heard.
dead.
I'm guessing he's just concussed.
Breaking news.
He's what? He's dead?
He got a Caucasian.
Oh, yeah, he'll be fine.
Oh man, I could go for one of those right now.
You got a mirror? I think I can help you out.
Oh, I was talking about the beverage,
Oh, I didn't. A Caucasian is a beverage?
otherwise known as a White Russian.
Uh-huh.
So, and I don't know, Jeff, when you submit your picks for, say, Rocky Mountain, do you try to do them as early as possible, or do you go later, or does it not really matter?
Sometimes I go early. I think this week I went early and then forgot what I picked and then was very confused because I picked shit for yours and didn't. I got confused. But yeah, I mean, sometimes I pick them right away, like on Sunday or Monday.
Oh, wow.
And just, I don't pick people that are prone to crashing out.
Oops.
But I did catch I think you posted something about Hill. I
Yeah.
put my picture for yours at I had 5 minutes to spare maybe.
6:01, Jeff. 6:01.
No, maybe on your clock.
That's what time it said, man. I was like,
Takes a while for that email to come through.
Let's see.
I'm gonna start screenshotting my shit with a timestamp.
Oh man. Wow,
I wish you would have yours set up so that it emailed us like it did the one time. I like that.
Well,
I
this
forget what I picked.
is what I've been doing, and I probably didn't do it to yours because it got to be late, and I don't think I was even actually home. If I'm home, as I get them, I will email them back to you so you guys have them. But, so that might have been what happened. Believe it or not, in Rocky Mountain, I actually had Anderson to win. Huh. Crazy. Crazy. But anyway, so yeah, what happened, a lot of people got hosed. They submitted their picks, and then they wanted to change because Hill was out. And I'm like, I don't want to be an ass, but that's why you gotta wait. There's no benefit, at least for Talkin Moto's league, to entering them earlier or not. So if you can, submit them later. So stuff like this happens, it doesn't screw you up. But yeah, it was definitely pretty rough. I think, people had Stewart to win, and that was it. I think the most we had was 25, and maybe 8 people got 25 points. But we did have one person in the 450s with the penalty flipping everything around. They got 4 out of the 5, so that was pretty crazy.
What the hell is that
I
noise
bet they're the
that
ones
I
who
keep
protested.
hearing?
What are you hearing?
I don't know. It sounds like there it is again. You guys don't hear that? Sounds
Sorry.
like someone's spraying water on a tunnel cover.
We could try this.
My furnace just kicked on.
No, it's not bad.
It's your furnace. Oh, shoot. What else we got? I was pretty bummed. Jason and I were kind of talking about this before we started, but Henry Miller was leading that 250 LCQ.
Oh, yeah.
Crashed out.
That was a bummer.
Yeah. I was like, dang it. So, yeah, he just missed it by 1 in the heat race. Got gobbled up by the whoop monster.
How about that crazy son of a bitch in that LCQ? That was like launching rhythm lanes over top of people and zigzagging. Luckily, the other people were zigzagging and missed him, but holy shit, that was so sketchy. And I think that dude got in. I know he did, actually, because I saw him. I don't know if it was like Fremont or something was his last name.
I think it's
Something like that.
Featherstone.
Featherstone, there you go. I knew it was an F.
Yeah.
Because I kept saying, holy F, this guy's going to kill someone.
They do things a little different in the United Kingdom, apparently.
Wow. Yeah, that was super sketchy.
Like, yeah. It looked like he just overjumped that triple, got a little squirrely, launched the other way. Yeah, that could have been bad, and that guy essentially could have died either on the way down or on the way across. It could have went.
Yeah, or he could have ricocheted off someone's head.
Yeah.
Because he was going a little bit east and west, as well as everywhere else.
That was entertaining, though. I give him props. Ain't gonna lie,
It
boy.
made me nervous. I get nervous when I see people about to die.
Yeah, yes, I would agree.
I think that's a natural reaction.
Especially when, things could go bad. And then there's people that are, like, that are in the air, like, they have what are they going to do, Close your eyes and hope for the best. But... yeah, that's about... Like I said, I was just kind of bummed on the 250s. I know it's... Like, I think I said this earlier, 4 rounds, 4 different winners, but, like... I just want the top guys battle it out. I don't know.
You guys are missing the silver lining from this weekend.
Yeah, that's about... Like I said, I was just kind of bummed on the 250s.
Sorry.
That's Jason. What are you... Hey, I sound
The
pretty
gate
good.
functioned perfectly.
Yes. No gate malfunction.
It's a huge plus.
What, maybe they picked up WD-40 as a sponsor.
Could be. Kind of surprising with all them rocks. That gate functioned perfectly.
Speaking of rock, what do you think again with the flat tires? Are we thinking that's rocks again?
Sniper.
Sniper?
It's gotta be. What else could it be?
Still a sniper. He hasn't changed his tune.
A silent assassin?
He's taking that one to his grave.
I'm wondering if maybe it doesn't have to do with, you think maybe because these last 2 tracks have been, I guess Toronto wasn't overly slick, but maybe they're running extremely low air pressures to begin with, and that's causing issues. I don't know.
How about the guys? What do you think about the guys pulling into the pits? Like thinking that A, they can change a tire, and B, what about like Martin? He pulled into the pits. Do you think it pays to pull in and get your front end kicked a bunch of times?
No.
Even though you're gonna lose, another 20 seconds, you think you're gonna make that up by having a straight bike?
When I saw Martin...
I feel like
30 seconds.
Go ahead, Jason.
Especially with 48-second lap times, I feel like you pull into the pits, you're waving the white flag and just saying, I'm done. I surrender.
Yeah, I don't know that you could make up the amount of time that pulling into the pits consumes.
I don't know how that would work, say, with Martin when he crashed that second time. I thought it looked like his left side of his bars were significantly more forward than the right side. So I couldn't imagine trying to ride a bike, even if it is just a little tweaked, trying to navigate a normal track, let alone a supercross track. But
I was just terribly impressed that he didn't break his brake lever. I mean, I don't know what kind of brake levers he's running, but I want those.
but that's the only place that he could stop. I'm sure if he were to just pick the bike up and start, kicking the front end around, they're gonna frown on that.
All you got to do is find one of those guys back in 18th, 19th, 20th place, run them high into the corner the other way. So they hit you, straighten out your front end, and you're golden.
It does seem like a strategy.
Yeah.
I think I feel like you get incredibly used to a bent bike real quick. I don't know if it's just me, but maybe it's because my bars always seem a little bent, and then I get on like a brand new bike, I'm like, these bars are bent. No, it's probably my bars that are bent, but it doesn't make any difference. I think you get used to it fast. But
I think it's because you're a little bent.
Well, I do have one short arm. I'm like, one arm is like a T-Rex, the other one's normal.
I don't know.
And baby hands.
Yeah, very small hands.
How frustrating did it have to be Jeremy Martin riding right behind Malcolm Stewart a lap down and hanging with him?
Well, he could have unlapped himself.
I don't know if he had that kind of speed.
Do you think he was like seeing the blue flags and thinking, F you guys, I'm not moving over. I don't care that I'm being lapped.
I feel that way to some extent.
I would say it was very frustrating.
Yes, I would also say so. It was very frustrating to watch. I can say that much.
Yeah. I was okay. Not that it's okay to crash, but like, I was okay. Shit happens in the first turn. There's nothing you can do to change that. But man, that's the second time. It's just like, it's like it's toast. It's like I don't think you're gonna come back from two. Then you're in the pits. It's like, man.
If he hadn't pulled off, I think he would have been able to make up some time, I think. But that all depends on how messed up the bike really was.
Right.
I think he got a little help this week in the first turn.
Yeah.
I'm not certain that what old Marty Davalos did was all on the up and up. I feel like he put a lot of pressure on Martin, just kind of leaned into him a little too much. Didn't look real clean, I guess. It seemed like he was just trying to get an edge on him and then just kind of went over on him and wrecked him.
Damn near killed him.
It's not cool. Did you guys like the longer start like this weekend, or do you like maybe the little bit shorter?
Oh, I like a long start when they have room for a long start, not when it takes up half the floor space.
So, how about instead of going down the start straight like they did this weekend, it's on say, an end zone end, and they go across the short way.
Yeah, the problem with doing that is unless they like use the start straight for flat corners or something, then they really don't have a whole lot of options.
Right.
That you end up with some pretty short lanes. There isn't really a good way to do it, I guess. And the whole Detroit going into the stands thing is kind of overrated, I think. Really doesn't matter, doesn't mean much. I thought the weirdest thing about this week's track was how they went backwards, back up the start straight, and at the end all they had was a guy standing there.
Am I brain farting?
Do you know what I mean?
No.
It's like when they came back the wrong way down the start straight, and then they turned back to that section before the whoops.
Okay.
So when they got to the end of the start straight, all there was a guy standing there. They didn't pull tough blocks out or nothing.
Well,
and if they missed,
telling him to get into that turn.
Yeah, and if they miss that turn, they're going the wrong way into that corner coming out of the whoops.
I got the
I
fourth.
thought that was kind of weird. They pulled the tough blocks across in front of the start gate right away after the start, and I figured they'd pull another set across there, but they didn't. I just thought that was a little bit strange. But
Oh, okay, yeah. I see what. Otherwise, yeah, they'd hit the starting gate again, right?
yeah,
I gotcha. What I thought was kind of weird, there was two spots I thought were kind of weird. One is when they go across the start, like right in front of where the gate drops, and there was like a double, but it was notched out where you could triple. So like if the guys were to triple into the corner, then they'd be wide for the whoops. Maybe it seemed weird because I don't know that I saw anybody try to triple. They would just double, roll down the little third notch, and then take the inside to hit the whoops. And then the other part that I thought was weird was the little section right before the finish where Muskin endoed over the bars.
yeah, that thing was just messed up.
Well, it seemed like if you were to jump off like he did, you kind of clip it, and then if you were to jump and land on the backside and then you were to double out, it was like you're landing into the face of the triple. It just I don't know, I give it about a 1 on the flow chart, but
it definitely looked sketchy. I don't know what the hell happened to Marvin there. I mean, it's just like he got no rebound off that sucker whatsoever. He's lucky he didn't get any more messed up than he did.
yeah, that was a.
That had about as much flow as having that gap in the whoops.
Mm-hmm.
Whoa.
Very odd.
Very, very.
I don't like tracks that look like that have an odd set of, an odd section or an odd, I don't know. I guess something that doesn't make sense. It seems kind of odd. Like,
you just don't like tracks that don't flow.
Rhythm. There just wasn't a good rhythm there that made sense.
Huh. Well, shit. We are not on the same. I didn't mind the little gap in the whoops. I was okay with that. Not okay with the finish.
Why don't they? What's wrong with just making an entire whoop section big like the first section and hard as hell? I feel like that's fun to watch. I think it's fun to watch guys struggle through a whoop section.
I think they ran out of dirt.
Like
he ran out of dirt for that one whoop.
I thought it was super cool to watch Malcolm blow by Arnautonis like he was standing still in the whoops.
He said, "You are not Tonus."
I see your point, Jeff. I think it would be kind of cool. I think probably by the end there'd be a lot of guys rolling.
Or jumping through.
Or yeah, you could if they were big enough
Yeah,
or
I'm
worked
sure
out. You
you'd
could.
see guys jump through if they got tore up. I guess it depends on the dirt because the crappy dirt that breaks apart and I don't know. I guess maybe it's all gonna break down at some point, but
I think that dirt was pretty much gravel.
yeah, that didn't look real good.
Certainly did not look good.
Hmm.
I enjoyed how you could hear brakes squealing the whole time from all them little rocks being stuck in the brakes.
Even Ralphie Boy picked up on that
I
at some
was
point.
gonna say it was really funny when Ralph picked up on it. What is that squealing?
Calm down, vomit.
Oh boy.
Yell tingly. Your pants fall off.
Shoot.
Interesting.
You guys ever
I
get tingly
enjoyed
and have your pants fall off?
It's happening right now. Except I'm not wearing pants.
I was gonna say. What are you gonna say, Jason?
I enjoyed Jeff and Ralph's little banter about who buys lunch. I thought that was kind of funny.
Dang it.
I'm sure you missed that part because it was actually during a Twitter segment. But basically, they were tweeting questions,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody asked those two if they ever fought. And at first, Emig was like, "Well, only when Ricky's here." And then
Well, I was gonna say, what was that all about? Like he just throws Ricky under the bus?
I thought that was hilarious.
Like, yeah, the only one who picks fights around here is that asshole Ricky, and he's not here to defend himself, so fuck him. We'll throw him under the bus.
But Ralph calling Emig a cheap ass was pretty funny too.
I wonder who has more money though. Like,
I was
Emig
wondering
had
that
to
too.
do all right in his racing career.
Yeah, but Ralph's got to be freaking loaded.
Say he's
Well, he
been.
must have pictures of someone at Feld with a goat or something to keep that job.
Well, and he does a hell of a lot more than just that. I mean,
Yeah. I remember Ralph calling Sprint Car. Like I think that's
he still does. He still calls sprint car. He still calls
late model stuff.
dirt modifieds. Yeah, I mean, if you watch any stock car racing, not the big time stuff, but more of the dirt track stuff, he's on all the time.
Not to mix it up. I thought it was kind of entertaining, and I'm gonna screw up the drivers. But do you watch any of the NASCAR or what is
No.
it? Not NASCAR. What's the
Xfinity?
Is it Nation? What's the one below it?
That's Xfinity now,
Oh.
I think. But no, I did not.
It's kind of funny. I was just happened to catch it on Saturday, and I think it was Kyle Busch or Kurt Busch, one of the Bushes, is leading.
Kabush.
He's leading the race on the last lap, and I think he blows the left front goes out, and so now he's in second. So now the guy that was in second is now winning, and he runs out of gas on the last lap. So here comes Busch with the blown front tire, passes him again. I'm like, he's gonna frickin' win without a front tire. But then by that time, the guy in third kind of snuck around him at the end. So it's kind of a crazy finish.
Craziness.
But
Speaking of NASCAR, did you guys hear this talk that this chase format thing in Supercross is legit and gonna happen?
I felt like I was hearing hints of that, but I wasn't 100% sure.
It sounds like it's going to happen.
It's gonna suck.
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know exactly how they're doing it. I guess probably gonna mirror it. They talked about it on the broadcast with the arena cross guys,
Yeah, and I was trying to figure out what exactly they were trying to get to, if that's what they were talking about going to, because to me it feels like you're taking everything before you reset the points and just throwing it out the window.
Yeah, it really makes it seem like none of that is going to matter, although there is going to be some benefit to being in the points lead at that point. It'll be minimal.
Well, 1 point.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
it would
that's what I'm saying. It'll
essentially.
be minimal.
It's 1 point between first and second, then what? Second through fifth is automatically tied now.
I think Arena
That's how they
Cross
do it in Arena
second.
Cross.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's stupid. I don't feel like them screwing around with the point system.
This is my thought.
Difference. I don't know. I know we differ on that opinion, but I feel like they're just screwing somebody like Dungy out of championship points.
I'll be a little torn. Like, I get it, but who does that make it exciting for? You know, like let's say.
Well, what it does is right now, say the top three are separated by 100 points. You might say at this point in the season, well, it's not, it's not realistic. We're not racing for a championship anymore, so we're not going to go all out and try to win races. I don't feel like that, I guess. I don't feel like there's a whole lot of that going on, but I see the point there.
Like, I see that.
I think there's a lot of that going on, though. I think a lot of guys, at some point in the season, the guys that should be championship contenders, if they're not in it, I think their focus shifts a lot. I think you'll see a lot of them start saying, screw it, I might as well start getting ready for outdoors, and during the week I'm going to do a little outdoor testing and all that, and just kind of mail it in on Supercross. I think there's quite a bit of that.
And I guess I totally understand that, but do you really think that resetting the points with 6 to go or whatever, okay, it'll make one, maybe 2 races where they're back in it. And then you have the potential for somebody being out of reach again. And it just doesn't really seem to make that big a difference to me.
Well, I think what it's going to do is probably just delay the inevitable, right? I mean, that's the whole, I guess in a perfect world, that's what it will do. You still want the same guy who's the best guy to win, but you want him to do it in a more exciting fashion.
Yeah.
From Feld's standpoint, I think, because they want excitement. They want a nail biter down to the wire kind of thing.
I don't know. To me personally, like, I don't think it matters. Like, I think Dungy could have a 50-point lead, or he could have a 2-point lead. Like, I'm not gonna tune in or not tune in just because of the points. It's like with 250 East guys, like, I'm almost more bummed out about that than anything. Like, to me it's just been so up and down for a lot of guys. Like, to me that's really not exciting, yet they've had 4 different winners in 4 races. That should be exciting, but to me it's like, oh my god, everyone's either
that's the difference between a veteran class, which is a 450 class, and I don't want to call 250s the beginner class, but it is what it is. That's just a difference in experience, I feel like. So you're never going to get to 450 class to be that caliber. Number one, it's too long a series for that, but I just feel like there's got to be another way. Maybe make it so guys don't have to be preparing for outdoors during the Supercross season.
Well,
that's impossible because the two are 2 weeks apart. But
I realize that, but
I don't think you could ever do that. But maybe postpone their preparing for outdoors until mid-April, late April. I'm sure there's a lot of them right now that are looking forward to outdoors, a new season.
Make Supercross start a little earlier and That way there can be a little more
I'd
of a
be
break
okay with
between
that.
Supercross and Moto.
I hate the downtime in the fall and early winter.
Shit, I don't know.
Well, come on. If we're not going to solve this issue on Talkin Moto, why are we even talking about it?
I know.
I say dump the points altogether and just make each race, make the purse like 100,000 each race.
I like it. Completely okay with that.
I'm thinking though, a lot of these big nuts, the win bonus might be 100,000. I guess now that I think about it.
I would think it probably is. It just kind of goes back to the same old thing. You've got the money, and then you've got everybody else, and to try to get them to actually be competitive with each other just isn't going to happen. You know, the only way we're going to see a competitive series is if the factory teams run everything. Each factory team has 5 or 6 riders, and they go at it.
Like, here's the other thing too, and I think this would be, I don't know if this is a negative to a point system, but yeah, it could say Dungy, say it's 10 races, right? You got to be whatever, top 10 in points through 10 races, right? But now let's say you're going to have a top guy that's going to not be in the chase, you know? And I don't know if that's going to be a good thing or not, you know? Say he's one spot out, right? And he doesn't make it, but then say he gets hot and he wins the rest of the races, you know? So, point-wise, he could have won the series, but since they did this reset and he was just on the outside, he gets nothing. He wins 6 races in a row at the end of the season and gets shit for it. Does that make sense?
Maybe. I guess I don't know enough about how they talk about resetting the points. Is that the deal? Like top 10 gets reset and everybody else is out?
That's how Arena Cross is. I don't know. It has to be the top.
Because then that's just stupid. Because if you're preparing for outdoors and you're not in the top 10, why the hell even show up?
Right. I mean, that's what NASCAR is. Well, they got that weird bracket thing. Which, that might be entertaining.
If they want to make it more entertaining, make it so the top 5 spots are only separated by 1 point instead of 2.
Oh, boy.
I'm telling you, I think that what I was talking about earlier a couple races ago, where you could chunk the season up into chunks, and let's say in the first, if you split the season into quarters, you win the first quarter. So if you're leading the points after the first 6 races, or I don't know what it would be, I guess 5 races, let's say, you get the points for the first chunk. If you win by segments. Does that make sense?
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It'd be like mini season. I think what Brayton said in the broadcast. I don't know if you guys caught what he said, but he said it's like the playoffs for other seasons or other sports.
Yeah.
So it kind of made sense to me in a way. When you say it like that, it kind of, you start to think, oh, that's maybe not the dumbest idea in the world to have regular season and postseason type of thing.
But what happens in other sports during the playoffs? Half the teams are gone and they're just done.
Yeah, I mean, that's very true. But I think that's what Arena Cross accomplishes by saying you guys aren't eligible for the championship because you're not in the points.
Yeah.
You no longer earn championship points. But does that mean, like, if that person finishes ahead of someone, do they steal points?
It's a good question.
Scotty? So they're out of the championship, but they can still spoil the points by
Yeah.
getting in between guys.
Yeah, it'd be no different than what goes on now. Take it away, you know.
So some of these big teams might say, "Hey, you're in front of my guy. Get out of the way, and we'll hook you
Move
up.
over.
We'll hook you up with a little something, something."
And then you're like, suck it.
Why would you say suck it? You got nothing to gain by beating the guy.
Right. And it's just like maybe then it's like F you, you know. I'm better than your guy. If your guy's a
No, but
badass,
if you don't have anything to gain, and you're going to get
Yeah,
a
but if they're
payday,
paying
get out of
you-
the way.
Money talks, man.
Yeah, if it's like, hey, we'll pay you your position bonus and a little something, something, if you get out of my guy's way. What?
All of a sudden, the let Brock buy pit board's going to come back.
But it'll be
It's
like
gonna happen.
backroom deals.
Yeah.
We'll have a code word on our pit board. We'll say, smell you later. And that means get out of the guy's way, and I'll
What's
pay
with
you.
all these? What's with all these weird writings on pit boards now?
Like, all
It's a
these code words.
conspiracy.
I'm
I don't
telling
know.
you,
I feel like way too
they're
much
gonna do
emphasis
something-
is put on points.
they're going to change something. And I'm okay with a little bit of change, and I'm not opposed to it. And if it sucks, you can always go back.
or start
Right.
something on fire, stand in the street and hold up
Yeah.
traffic.
I mean, we can riot.
I'm just gonna start buying gold because change is coming.
Yeah. Secure your dinghy.
I don't know. I I still think too. You could change it. I still think, you know. I think I don't know. I don't even know if you can say this. Say they reset it for the last however many.
Free
I would.
country, Scott. You can say what you want.
Oh All right. I
Well,
still
yes,
think
you can
Dungy.
say it.
I mean, obviously Dungy's worst finished this year third. So you have to assume he's still going to be up there. You know. Maybe some of these guys, instead of maybe wanting change or people complaining about it, maybe they just need to start, I don't know, doing a little better. You know, obviously you can't start 15th and expect to finish second. You know, I still think no matter what you're going to do, the guy that's best is still going to be at the top.
Well, I don't think that's their intention, is to not have the best guy win. Obviously, that's what the current points situation accommodates. It accommodates the best guy over the season. I think they just want to make it harder for him to win by 100 points or 70 points.
Right.
I just
So I
think
don't
it sucks that
we're going
you
to
can
have
go.
a different outcome necessarily.
I think it
Unless
sucks
he
that
happens
you
to have
can
his bad
go-
race at the end, right? Like, so he,
Exactly.
yeah.
Took the words right out of my mouth. It would suck if you go right up until, whenever the reset is. You've been dominant, and now they reset the points. Boom, you have a mechanical, you have a flat tire, you have something stupid. You're done.
Mm-hmm. And everything you've done all year just got shit
Yep.
on. Oh, yeah. Oh, boy.
I know it comes as a big surprise, but I don't like change.
Scary, isn't it?
It is. It's very scary.
All right. F change.
What about hope and change? Do you like that?
We're all doomed. Oh.
I'm not all that big a fan of hope either.
She's kind of a bitch.
Yeah, exactly.
Shoot. All right, boys. Pretty good show. Got a little debate going on tonight.
No freaking way. No way. I'm not going to say anything yet. No way.
No way. Okay. Silence. But that is all I have for tonight, gentlemen. Oh, no, wait, hang on. We got a little local. Put the brakes on. So as Jason said earlier, got Easter this weekend, so no racing. So that means I think we're taking Monday off. How's that sound?
Fabulous. Do I get paid
I'm
vacation?
Yeah.
okay with that.
So we got that. Obviously, then next week or in 2 weeks, we're going 250 West. So you get to see all those guys again. Let's see here. Now with it going out west, that puts you got to have your picks in for the Talkin Moto Fantasy Supercross at 9 o'clock. So pay attention to that stuff. Obviously, Facebook is still the best way to keep up on all that stuff. I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. I saw it the other day, but Motokazi released their tentative Supercross and motocross schedule. So
I was just gonna look at that.
yeah,
I
so
noticed Jordan was on there.
yeah. April 23rd is the first Jordan, so practice and
God.
race. And then May 21st is the first Mankato practice, and then Sunday is the race. So obviously more info on motokazi.com. And I haven't, I haven't heard yet if they've filled all the positions. I know Lee was looking for some help, so send him an email, lee at motokazi.com. Tell him we sent you. Hook you up.
Hey, is there any? What'd you say the first race was? April 23rd or something?
Yeah.
Is that a Saturday or is that a Friday?
I'm guessing that's a
Anyone know?
Saturday, cause oh boy, no, I'm gonna double check. I would guess Saturday.
April 23rd is a Saturday.
Yeah, cause they got practice, like practice. Not
Okay.
whoa.
You know what my only complaint about that joint is? I don't know if it's just me or what, but I can't race at night at Jordan. Like, my eyes don't work good enough to be able to ride there. That's such a bummer to me because I freaking love the place, and I wish that they would just start a little earlier so that it wasn't dark out when we went out there for our finals. Not that it matters for me. I don't want them to change everything for me. I'm just telling you. I struggle with it.
That's not it's not an uncommon complaint. You get a lot of that from the old guys, and you're getting kind of old, Jeff.
Shocking.
I think it would be cool.
We should propose a new class for the visually impaired.
I think they did that already. I think they have a plus 45 class now.
Okay.
I think you're allowed to run headlights.
Headlights or headlights?
Both. If you have headlights, you're allowed to race in that class, and you can also put a light in front of your bike.
Yeah, I think it's really honestly it's made worse by the dirt there because the dirt's so dark. I feel like it's really dark dirt, but I don't know. It just bugs the crap out of me that I can go out there and ride so well in a heat race, and then when the main comes up, I can't see a damn thing and don't know what I'm doing.
It's all smooth. It's flat.
You need to get yourself some yellow tinted goggles, my friend.
Yeah, I was thinking that might be something that would help.
It makes a huge difference.
I don't know. I'd like to get to. I'd like to do some of that Jordan stuff this year.
As would I.
I really like that place.
Gotta have a running bike first.
It's true. You probably should work on that.
I would love to. Absolutely love to.
It'll
almost. I think tomorrow I'm gonna get my bike out, give it a little cleaning, and then get my motorhome out, try to fix my refrigerator. anyone knows how to work on RV fridges, hit me up. I need some advice. I got a fridge that don't work, but does everything properly.
The nurse guy.
Jason, can we talk a little hockey? Was
We
this
can. I don't know why you want to, but
was this the Wild game the other night when that guy got clobbered?
yeah.
Skate. No, I saw that. It looked pretty violent, but like, it seems like one shouldn't skate across the center of the rink with your head down. Does that make sense?
I haven't seen it. I don't like Patrick Kane, so I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
On the other hand, I don't like dumb butt either, so
yeah.
I'm impartial. I've given up on our team for this year, so I stopped paying attention to hockey.
Yeah, it just looked like the one guy is just kind of like he's almost like looking for the puck, and he's not even looking where he's going, and he went right across the ice, and he just gets smoked. But all right,
It happens.
That's all I got. I did not. I feel bad. I didn't thank everyone that's been helping us out this year.
You better do that.
Oh God. Big thanks, Spring Creek MX Park, Motokazi, Derek Gibson, Art Designs, Plainview Power Sports, SKD, and as always, listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Stitcher, and YouTube. At Talkin Moto Podcast for Instagram, at Talkin Moto for Twitter, and like us on Facebook at Talkin Moto. Or not at Talkin Moto, it's just Talkin Moto.
Woohoo!
We're on there. All right, boys, that's it. Let's get the hell out of here.
We did a whole podcast without talking about Bubba.